So, part two. Um, where we left off is we have stylist, Venus and Virgo fifth house. I didn't something about economics. Expressive through creative writing. So yes, purchase my book on Barnes and Nobles on the Multimedia 7 for more information. And we have top level strategic plan 3 to 7 years, middle level tactical plan 1 to 2 years, frontline operational plan months involved. Quick narration of how that applies to the message today. So I can't really speak on the behalf of what was conspired behind my back, but within the last 3 years, although I know it's been multiple attempts on my life um, for 7 plus years, the last three have been very interesting. I had a career I was just blossoming in, and glory to God, it continues to blossom each and every day. This is even before I even got into spiritual work. The reason I even got into spirituality is because of the strategic plans that was trying to be made on my life. Things started to become weird. Things didn't make sense. I started to ask questions. And because I started to ask questions to my loved ones about why certain things were going on, I even recall about 2 to 3 years ago, there was some sort of divide made within my family to make us go against one another. And I knew it was abnormal because you don't just let outsiders, friends, come against your blood family members. It just doesn't happen like that. So, because of the situation or because of fear of my power, I couldn't mingle with certain family members. And I found it weird then, but I'm grateful to God because it probably could have saved me from a lot of danger. And then certain weird occurrences started to happen again. And honest to God, I just when certain things would happen, it would be like a domino effect. So if something bad was to happen to me, right, I would take it with a grain of salt. Yes, I'd be upset, but because I know how God operates, I have a specific prayer. When I do the Multimedia 7 prayer, I say, all that support me shall receive instant blessings. I also have a prayer where, since a child, anything, person, place, or thing, trying to harm me, trying to hurt me, mentally, physically, spiritually, once that negative intent hits the atmosphere, it must be sent back and it must be revealed, whether I know the person or not. So once I started to see a pattern, I started saying, oh wow, okay. So once certain negative energies, they were repelling back, I started to see a pattern with my family members and negative attacks. So one day, something had happened, which looking back could be perceived as minor, but I just, my spirit, I just could not accept it because I know when things are not ordinary. I was shouting and yelling, but with good purpose, because what I was saying, I said, I do not know what is going on spiritually in this household, but whomever is spiritually attacking me, bring them to me, person, place, thing, or spirit, and let me whoop ass. It had gotten to a point where I was so tired of being spiritually attacked, and I didn't know where it was coming from. I was praying. I said, bring them to me, and I will gladly give them an ass whooping. And as I was yelling this from the top of my lungs on a beautiful summer day, my mom came through the door, almost tears in her eyes, kneeling, arms in the air, saying, please, please stop saying these things. All I could do was just look at her, still in the, before my, spiritual ascension, just confused. Why do you want me to stop saying these things? It's the truth. This is how I feel. There should be no reason as to why these unnatural events are occurring. So I just told her to get up. Cause dang, like I was too upset in the moment to even realize what just transpired in conversation. So to tactical planning, 1 to 2 years, middle level. I guess this is where the climax of the story would take part. Things were still moving forward for me, I will say. But in the spiritual aspect, it was like come and go. Not for me, but for the negative aspects. I was just like, because you're not seeing me. That's how I feel. So when certain things would occur, I was just like, nah, I'm not having this. That's always been my mentality. I started getting into spirituality, learning what I need to learn to protect myself. And then one day, like I said, I have a different career field where I was just like, for one moment it was stagnant, but I'm glad it was that way looking back now, because in the past, it's certain things I needed to learn in that certain industry so that I could propel myself into excellency. So I was very apparent that my family members, they weren't supportive of what I was doing. So one day I just didn't care. It was raining outside. I don't know if you know what rain symbolizes. You can check that out. But I went outside in the rain, and I was like, if you guys will not let me do what I want to do, I'm going to go outside, I'm going to sing, and I'm going to dance. And no one's going to stop me. And I felt so liberated doing this. And obviously the first thing they want to say is, oh, she's crazy. But in retrospect, it wasn't. I was training. And also incorporating, the Native American attributes I have in my lineage. But the interesting thing was that I can't say primary, but we had a religious group which our family took part of for many decades. Well, more than a decade. I'll say it like that. And they called them for me. One, to get me spiritually checked, which the irony of that now. So I only asked one specific question to one of the former council members. Ironically, he is a Virgo. I said, what is going on in this household? They told another spiritualist told us to leave this household because there's something wrong spiritually with the household. Why did they keep saying that?